and welcome back to Chopper Class DreamWeaver Edition. And today we're going to be going over some basics of CSS and reviewing our previous HTML code. So in our previous tutorial, we learned about doc types, or document types, which tells the browser what to read. We have HTML tags, which keeps everything together and organized. We have our header tag, which allows us to have a title and link our style sheet. We have a body tag, which is the information displayed on the site. We've gone over headers, or H1s, H2, H3, H4, up to H6, which is our title over here. We've learned about importing images and source, how do you get the URL for an image. We learned about paragraph tags, which allow us to create lists or just basic information. And we've learned about closing off all of this with a closing tag. So now we have to do File, New, and we're going to create a CSS element. There you go. So in our CSS element, we're going to have no information at all. And if we started typing in here, it wouldn't do anything. So we're going to go ahead and save this as, it's not, let's see, desktop. What's going on here? Let me go ahead and check what's going on with my desktop. Oh, that's the problem. Okay, so we're going to take our website folders back out. There you go. Okay, so back to where we were. We're going to hit File, Save As, and we're going to save it to our website 3 file as stylesheet.css. And we're going to save that in our CSS file. Save, and there it is. It's a cascading style sheet document. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to go back into our index, and underneath our title we're going to link the style sheet to this page. So if we do link, and we're going to type, and we set that equal to text/CSS, and we set our rel to style sheet, and our href, or HTML reference, to stylesheet.css. This will link the style sheet that we just created to this file. So what we're actually going to do is take the CSS that we just saved here, and we're going to go into our file on the website here, and we're going to drag it out. We're going to say cut and paste. So now our style sheet is back in here. Let me refresh this. There you go. To work with CSS. Now, the way CSS works in general is it allows you to define an HTML element and give it different aspects of design without having to go in and add style elements to every single code. So what we're going to do is we're going to style our images, as an example. In CSS, coding works a little bit differently. You open with a tag, and then you add one of these brackets, and then you just start typing away on what you want the image or the tag image to follow. It's like a rule sheet. So we're going to set the height to 200 pixels, the width to 200 pixels, the border to 1 pixel, and we're going to make it a solid border, and we're going to make it black. After that, we're going to give it a box shadow, which you'll see what that is in a second. I'm going to say box shadow, and we're going to make that 3 pixels, 3 pixels, and 3 pixels. And that's just like the different dimensions for the shadow itself. And as well, we're going to give it a border radius, which will round the corners, of 3 pixels. And then you want to go ahead and close that up. So if we come back here and we click on this, nothing's happening. And I'm going to see if I can find the reason why in just 1 second. Oh, Control S to alright, there you go. So now the CSS has updated itself, but it doesn't look as good as it should right now. I mean, it looks a little choppy if you ask me. So we're going to come back in here and redo some things. We're going to say 200 by 300, and we're going to save that and check out. Oh, that's disgusting. 250. Now, there's a lot of trial and error when it comes to CSS. So we've given it a little bit of a design aspect, but now we need to add more. So we're going to take our list items, or those bullet points that we made before. We're going to change their font family to cursive. We're going to change the background color to, we'll say 8CB990. That's like a nice greenish. We're going to change the border to 1 pixel solid black, and the border radius to 3 pixels, and we'll go ahead and close that out. Now if we were to hit Control S and we come back here, as you can see, we now have a nice like arrangement of boxes to surround our age, gender, and relationship status. We can also say with 50 pixels or 200 pixels if we wanted to line it up with the picture, and that will also take the box way down like that. After defining our LI, we will go through body, which will be our text line, and we'll make that centered. So that's everything in there will be centered. We'll take our background color for everything that's not already defined, and we'll make that light green. And we'll call that it for body, and then our H1 or our header, we'll make that font family that one. Alright, cool beans. Alright, when we save this and we come back to our page, as you can see, this all looks okay. And if you're wondering, the reason why these boxes are still on the left is because they're set automatically to float left. So if we say come to our list items and we say alignment adjust central, that should apparently does nothing. Okay, well, we're just going to go ahead and take away our width here and save that, and that should, there you go. Okay, so as you can see, with a little bit of HTML, took us about, I'd say 10 minutes, whatever, how long this tutorial has been, and a little bit of CSS, we've created technically a small social page. Now there is no interactions here, so I'm going to teach you a link tag for right now. What we're going to do is we're going to link our header to do something. So we're going to say href for our reference, or HTML reference, and we're going to make that go to, we're going to make that browse click to there you go. And then once we have that done, you want to add a closing tag here, but then you want to come over to the end of the H1 tag and add a, just like that, close it up. So now if we come over here into our live view, our name, or my name, has become a link. Now, later on, I'm going to teach you some stuff about styling and text decoration in CSS, but for now, that was the end of my CSS basics tutorial. Peace out.